What up? It's the Grandpa MC coming at you with another video. Like, subscribe, share, comment. All right, man. All right, so I went to sleep mad early last night. I woke up early, so I decided I'd knock out a video or two because there wasn't nothing else to do. So this one is gonna be about the comments that Cam Newton made about Jalen Hurts and, Ryan Clark jumping on, and of course Dan Orlovsky. Well, I'm gonna just say Dan. I mess his name up. Dan O. Used to play for the Detroit Lions, man. I remember when he ran in the back of the end zone, ran out about that's a play that's gonna live down in infamy, and he's lived it down. But the fact is he still did it, and it's nothing against him. He just did it. That's it. So anyway, they jumped on because now, just like LeBron James, you can't say anything bad about Jalen Hurts without causing a ruckus. So Cam Newton put Jalen Hurts outside the top 10. He said he's not a top 10 quarterback. He's more of a product of the system. Man, he's more of a product of the system. And, of course, Ryan Clark, and I'm going to go on a little tangent about Ryan Clark. I'm a Pittsburgh Steelers guy. I've been following Pittsburgh Steelers since, and I've been, been going with them as a team for a long time. I want to say back when they played the Dallas Cowboys in 96-5, when Dallas won the championship, their last championship they won, when they won it against Pittsburgh. Neil O'Donnell threw some interceptions, made Larry Brown the Super Bowl MVP. We all know. So Ryan Clark was part of that secondary that won the championship for Pittsburgh Steelers with Ben Roethlisberger. Was he with the first one? I know he was with the second one, but I don't think he was with the first one. He could have been. I can't remember right now. But Ryan Clark was known as a hard-hitting safety, kind of like no nonsense. And then he's moved into the commentator realm on ESPN, and he's made quite a name for himself, and he's I could see him building throughout the years. He formed a special relationship with Stephen A. Smith. You can see things. So he goes in and talk about when Cam didn't jump on the fumble in the Super Bowl, and that was a bad look for Cam, I gotta admit. But now that so much time has passed, like, I don't really hold Cam Newton feet to the fire for that as much as I did back then, because for one, he's a quarterback. Two, that was his first time being put in a position like that, I think, because Cam was in his heyday a tough quarterback, man. He took punishment. He took a lot of punishment. I remember this one hit he took running into the end zone. And this is what I think. This is one of the hits that started the deterioration of Cam Newton. I remember he was running into the end zone. He was kind of like pulling up a little bit. This linebacker came and just knocked the living daylights out of Cam Newton and knocked him off to the side, and it took a little bit of time for him to get up. That was a hard one, and I think that started the downfall, because like right after that hit, and like years or so after, like a boxer, you can only take so many hits. Quarterback can only take so many hits, no matter how big or strong he is. I seen it happen to Big Ben. Josh Allen is right at the top of that cycle right now. So you know, that's just a byproduct of being the type of quarterback that Cam was. But Cam, I think he just, for that split second, thought about it and then just pulled back. His body just reacted to the thought, and he just it looked bad. But the last time I seen a quarterback would be put in a position like that and paid for it was Drew Brees. When Drew Brees was in San Diego and that fumble and he jumped on it and he messed his shoulder up, and he put his career in jeopardy. So I mean, he's a quarterback. So I didn't, you know, like, now that so much time has passed and I've had time to process it, I don't hold Cam to that like that. It's not. That's not a representation of his career. That was just a moment in time where he thought and it cost him. So, but before that, Cam Newton took. It's gonna be a while before Cleveland gets to that point where Cam Newton was taking them back in them days, because that was there was a pretty formidable team, physical team. Carolina and Ron Riverboat Rivera, yeah, my bad, there you go. Riverboat Ron, they used to call him. Like, that was exciting, man. That was an exciting time. And Cam Newton was the MVP. Like, he had improved, because I just remember when I was it was like, this was 2010, and he was at Auburn, and like, that run in Auburn was great. And I remember asking my supervisor at the time, I was like, do you think Cam Newton gonna make it in the NFL? Because I'm not sold yet. And he's like, nah, yeah, Cam gonna do this thing. I was like, okay. And when he came in, he did his thing. 400, 500 yards, like back-to-back games. And over the years, he improved. His command of the position improved. And the thing was that play style just wasn't able to, to be sustained, because he was taking a lot of hits. He was like the run game and the passing game all rolled into one. And Ron Rivera did not do him any favors trying to. They was design runs. I remember like a couple of games, John Gruden was just like amazed about the amount of running plays. All the stuff that Cam Newton had to do. I remember John Gruden a bunch of times when he was on Monday Night Football to point that out. So Cam Newton can speak on the position. His career might not have been as long as other quarterbacks, but the time that he was at his peak, it's not too many quarterbacks that was on that level. It just wasn't sustained. So I think he can speak on, especially him being a running quarterback. I'm pretty sure that he can make the distinction of if it's the system or him. And it's the system with Philly. Like, I made way back when I first started posting, made a Jalen Hurts video talking about how you giving him props for winning the Super Bowl, but at the same time, he's not, his command of the position is not where it should be, or where it could be. And Philly is kind of doing the same thing with him that Carolina did to Cam. They use him up, the tush push, which I'm not a fan of, because I mean, just the wording of it. That I don't even get into that conversation, because again, the world has changed. The world has changed, man. The world has changed just from we just gonna keep it in the sports realm. Just from the position of quarterback, it's changed so much in I want to say 2015. Look at the quarterbacks now. We look at the quarterbacks then, like Ben Roethlisberger. That was another example of getting hit. The game getting hit out of you. Like those quarterbacks that take those hits, like Steve Young used to say, he's like, you only got so many, or something to that effect. Because Steve Young was a throwing quarterback when he first came in, and then he developed into a great passer. So, man, this football talk is getting me excited, yo. It's getting me hype. I can't wait for the season start. Training camp in training camp in another week. It's gonna be on. So that's pretty much all, man, on that. Cam know what he talking about. Ryan Clark, you know, he got to do his job. Orlovsky, Dan Orlovsky, he got to do his. So that's what it's all about. As as we'll go with on this little journey that we on, you gonna see that I'm just being fair, man. I'm not a fanboy, and I'm not a numbers guy, and I'm not a better. So that's my profile. If you wanna, that's my profile. I'm not a better. I ain't too hyped about numbers, cause the numbers now are so juiced that it's a shame. And I ain't a fanboy. So Grandpa out, man. Get back at you another one.